Sol is sitting near $86.4 while pressing into a resistance corridor between $85.91 and $88.95. The Solana Price Adventure angle matters because the price is not drifting randomly. It is trapped between specific resistance and support zones. The tension is whether Sol price structure turns into a durable change or simply a sharp data point. That is why the first read should stay close to the confirmed numbers: 86.4 near resistance, 85.91 to 88.95, and the immediate checkpoint around 81.75 support zone. For a market structure story, the useful readout is how capital, liquidity, rates, or risk appetite changes after the first move. The reason to keep watching is that the next checkpoint can change the meaning of the first move. The starting point is that the same setup points to support between $81.75 and $78.81 if the move rolls over instead of breaking upward. The key baseline details are 78.81 lower band and 77.92 target, which give the story scale without requiring speculation. This scene grounds the viewer before the mechanism takes over. If the baseline changes, the rest of the story changes with it, because the consequence depends on whether those confirmed details keep holding. The most important baseline split is between what is already visible and what still needs confirmation from the next public signal. That scope keeps the segment focused on the mechanism that actually changes outcomes. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Under the surface, the chart tension comes from a short-term recovery attempt colliding with a weekly structure that some traders compare with 2022. That is the working engine behind Solana Price Adventure, and it explains why the event cannot be read only as a surface move. In this case, the mechanism connects 86.4 near resistance with 81.75 support zone. When that connection weakens, the story becomes less about the initial number and more about whether the system, market, or policy process can absorb stress. That mechanism is the reason a viewer should watch process quality, not just the largest number in the story. The real-world consequence sits with traders watching Sol are dealing with a narrow decision zone, where a failure at resistance can quickly shift focus back to support. For viewers, the useful question is who actually has to react: users, traders, issuers, regulators, operators, or institutions. Here, Solana sits at the center of that reaction, while Solana shapes the next practical step. The consequence is strongest where the event changes access, trust, liquidity, compliance planning, or the cost of making a decision. That makes the impact measurable through behavior, not through hype around the topic. The careful reading is a similar historical pattern does not prove a drop to $30. Confirmation would require a clear support break. That limit matters because the confirmed facts do not automatically prove the most aggressive interpretation. The safer split is to treat 85.91 to 88.95 as established context, while leaving the unresolved part open until a stronger signal appears. That keeps the story useful without turning a partial data point into a conclusion. The open point should remain separate from the confirmed facts until a filing, market move, patch, data release, or official action closes the gap. If later evidence changes the read, the story should adjust around that evidence. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The deciding signal is the next signal is whether Sol can hold the resistance band or lose the current horizontal support area. For Solana Price Adventure, that is the point where the story either gains confirmation or stays stuck as an unresolved market, policy, security, or adoption question. The practical readout is to follow 81.75 support zone alongside the supporting details, 2022 comparison, and 86.4 near resistance. If that next signal arrives, the story moves. If it does not, the only confirmed position is the one already visible in the evidence. The viewer should leave with one concrete checkpoint, not a prediction about where the market or policy process must go.